again. 'Cause I am, I'm falling off the wagon again. Not alone, I'm bringing all of my friends. All my friends. Jack and Coach out of vodka, let's roll. Pass me one last roll. The kind of smoke that inspires the soul. And you can't stop this rock and roll.
Hey guys, and welcome to Ozzie Reviews. Well, today I'm checking out the Walther PPQ M2 pistol in 22 long rifle. Now this pistol is fairly new to the market here to Australia, so I'm really excited to get it and show it to you guys. I haven't shot it yet, so let me just go through the features before we head on out to the range. So this is the case that it comes in. It is a hardcover plastic. Now you can lock it up. It's also got a loop there just for a small padlock to go through if you wish to secure it a bit further. Now let's open it up and have a look. Inside, obviously, we've got the manual, and I know I always harp on it, guys, but please read the manual. There's a whole heap of information in there about the pistol. You've got an extra magazine. It comes with 2 standard. There's a couple of different takedown or adjustment tools here for the pistol, and obviously the pistol itself. So let me just move the case out of the way, and we'll just have a closer look at the pistol. Naturally, the first thing we want to do is just clear it, make sure that it's all clear. We've got no ammunition in the magazine, there's none in the pistol whatsoever. Now the first thing that you notice, well I did anyway when I picked this up, and I first saw this and handled it at the SHOT Show in Sydney earlier this year. Honestly, man, the grip on this is just so nice. It just feels so comfortable to hold. And I mean, I've got large hands, and often I find, you know, my bottom finger is slipping off the base of the handle there, but or the grip, you know, this just doesn't happen. It just feels really nice in your hand. So very lightweight, being a polymer lower. It's only 640 grams or 1.4 pounds. Now the barrel that I've got on this version is a 5-inch barrel version, which is obviously 127mm, which is compliant for club use here in Australia. Now you can get a shorter version of 4 inches or 101mm, but obviously that's restricted for dealers, collectors and Cat H occupational shooters here in Australia. The overall length of the pistol is 206mm or just a little bit over 8 inches. Now as I say, it comes with 2 magazines. The 2 mags that I've got here are 10-shot mags, but you can actually get 12-shot varieties, obviously if you are on a license other than target or sports shooting here in Australia. Now pretty much, honestly, if you've had anything to do with the Colt 1911 in 22 that Walther make, these magazines honestly are pretty much a carbon copy from what I can see, which is good because I mean I had no problem with the Colt mags, that's for sure. At the bottom, the base plate's probably the only big difference. It's just a bigger base plate, obviously to accommodate the mag well there for the PPQ M2. The polymer frame is identical to the 9mm PPQ M2, okay, so the big brother to this one. The only difference is that you don't have the interchangeable back straps like you do on the 9mm, okay, but honestly, as I say, I wouldn't want to change it anyway. That just feels so nice in my hand as it is. The high-vis red front sight is really a nice feature too. I mean, when you bring it up to your eye, I mean, your eye just zooms straight in on that front sight. I mean, it should anyway, but just being high-vis red, it just attracts your eye anyway. That just that bit more. Well, that's what I find anyway. The rear sight is polymer. It's fully adjustable for windage and elevation, which is fantastic, especially if you're shooting rimfire competitions when you might want to take a shot out to 100 yards. You know, I mean, you just want that option of elevation, which was really lacking on the 1911 railgun and also the Colt in 22, and that's why a lot of people went for the Gold Cup versions. The Picatinny rail underneath is a nice feature too, because obviously if you do want to add a light, you know, who knows, maybe you might even want to add a laser. You know, at the end of the day, guys, it's your choice, and whatever you're into, you know, go for it. The front and rear slide serrations are a really nice touch too to the top slide. Now the top slide is made from steel or aluminium, okay, it's as hard as. It's not a polymer, so obviously you're going to have some longevity from it. The serrations are really good because obviously when you grip and you pull back on the slide, you've just got something nice there to grip onto. So, you know, if it's really hot weather and your hands slip a bit, at least there's some serrations there just to add that bit extra grip. The slide stop is very unique on this because it is ambidextrous, which is great because why? Left and right hand shooters can use the pistol with no problem whatsoever. So you can engage it from both sides. There's no drama whatsoever. And on the topic of catering towards both left and right hand shooters, they actually have a reversible mag release, okay? So here it's set up on the left hand side because I'm right handed to drop the mag out. But you can completely reverse it with some of the tools there and put it over to the right hand side so that if you're left handed you can easily drop the mag out. So I just find that great, and I think a lot of manufacturers should be, you know, looking at that sort of innovative thought or design when they're producing pistols in particular. Now the good thing about the trigger on this is it's not massively heavy, okay? It's just under 5 pounds, about 4.5, 4.8 pounds, or just over 2 kilo or 2,200 grams to be exact. Okay, it is very much like a Glock pistol or a lot of the polymer pistols nowadays. And what I mean by that is you've got that safety blade in the middle of the trigger blade there, so you've really got to disengage that before the actual firearm will fire. Okay, so you can grab the outside, pull it to your heart's content, it won't fire. Okay, you must engage that safety blade in the middle there before it'll fire. So what I've done is I've got a couple of 22 snap caps here. If you want to have a look at them, guys, I'm not going to talk about them here. I've done an individual review of them, so check that out in your own time. Okay, so let's chamber one of the snap caps. There is a loaded chamber indicator on the top here. Now, you might not be able to see that on the camera, I'm not sure, but I can see by looking down there, you can see the reflection of the silver on the bottom of the snap cap. I mean, that's great. You can look in there, you can see if a chamber is loaded or not. Now, okay, let's try this trigger. It is basically like a two-stage trigger. You've got a very easy light take-up, okay, and then it just breaks very crisp. I mean, listen to that, really nice. What I'll do is I'll just hold down the trigger, okay, because we'll demonstrate the reset. So another snap cap's gone in. Now let's just release and see where that trigger reset is. Just do it slowly. There, just there. And fire again. Look at that, really nice. So, yeah, I'm very excited about that. I just can't wait to get out in the range and use it. You've also, too, I'll mention as well, because I want to show you every feature basically. Just on the front of the trigger guard, there's serrations there, so you can rest, you know, a finger or thumb, depending on what your grip style is. So look, I mean, they've really gone into a lot of thought with this pistol, and I really think it's about time a lot of manufacturers jumped on board and really produced some high quality firearms in 22 in particular with all the features. So very, very happy with what I see so far with this. Okay, so guys, let's have a look at taking it down, because I always demonstrate, especially with pistols, how to take them down for cleaning and you know, just general inspection. So let's take the mag out. Obviously we know it's completely unloaded, no snap caps, nothing in it. Like most polymer guns, there's always a takedown tab here at the front. Okay, this Walther has it both sides here, so just grab with your fingers there and just pull straight down and you'll hear it click, okay, and you can see it come out from there. All you need to do then is just go straight as far back as you can with the top slide, okay, and then just lift up and then forward, okay, and it'll just come straight off. Okay, so keep in mind you've got your recoil spring there, so you don't want to just rip it straight off and let that go flying, just ease it off like I did. You've also got your spring guide rod there, and basically your frame and your barrel, okay? So it's not like a normal sort of 1911 or even like a Glock or a lot of the polymer centerfire firearms where you can just pull the barrel out, okay? There's a few adjustments which I'll show you now. Now this here basically is all you really need to take it down to for cleaning, but I'll just show you a step further and I'll show you how to actually take the barrel off it. Now this is exactly the same as the Colt 1911 made by Walther, and you'll see why pretty much it is just a carbon copy of that barrel. Okay, so at the front, just like the Colt, there's a end cap, so we just screw it off anti-clockwise, turn a couple of turns, and then you can just do it by finger. Okay, now that'll be off there. Okay, we've got the barrel sleeve, okay, just like the Colt, and the end cap. And here's our actual barrel there, okay, so it's pretty thin, isn't it, really, when you look at it. So you can push it back, okay, just goes straight back, and then you can actually manipulate it around there and it can come straight off. But I don't really see the point or the need for that, but this is just to show you how it actually works. So reassembly on the barrel sleeve, there is an actual notch at the bottom there, okay, that goes down to the base of the barrel and to the rear. So just put that on, push it in, and then you'll know you got it correct because you can't turn clockwise or anti-clockwise. It locks in, because basically this end cap here, by tightening it, you're tightening that sleeve over the barrel and tightening the barrel into the actual frame there, okay. So you can just tighten that up. Okay, let's put our spring guide rod back in, and put our recoil spring. Now on the slide, you'll see two holes at the bottom, okay. Obviously this bottom hole is where the spring goes into, and then the other hole there is where the barrel will go into. So you just want to line them up, okay, and then just gently slide back and down, okay, and that's pretty much it. Okay, you know you're right on when it just goes forward, and put the tabs, the takedown tabs up again, and that's it. Easy as that. Like I always suggest doing when you put a firearm back together, do a test of assembly, okay, just to make sure that everything on it is working. So let's put the slide back, engage the slide lock, make sure that works, make sure it releases, put an empty mag in, make sure that the slide lock automatically engages with that empty mag, okay, release it from there. Let's make sure that the trigger's working, okay, the safety on there is working. We'll grab another snap cap because I don't really want to dry fire this. I don't think there's any problem with doing it, but I just don't want to. Okay, get a snap cap in there, fire it, make sure that everything's working there. Eject the snap cap. So then we know everything is working, no problem at all. So one thing I'll show you just before we finish up the review, guys, is how I know this is a direct copy of the Colt 22 barrel, is that you can actually thread an adapter from the Colt on here, no problem whatsoever. Okay, I've just got from ZR Tactical in the States a thread adapter, okay, and that just goes straight on to this barrel. So if you want to, you can have like basically like a bit of a, I guess a bit of a tactical look there, you know, the threaded look. Or if you're in an area where suppressors are legal, or you want to put a compensator on, you can definitely do it with the thread adapters that fit the Colt 1911. Alright guys, well look, let's get out the range. The only thing I'll talk about quickly is the retail price of this. It is $785 here in Australia, but that's a recommended retail from the importer Frontier Arms. Shop around, you can definitely find cheaper than that, I'm sure, but ultimately for a firearm made in Germany, I've got high hopes for it. So let's get out the range, put some ammo through it and see how she performs. Okay, so the first one we're going to use here is the SK High Velocity, which is a solid. Okay, we're going to put 10 rounds through that, and we've got a target out there at 10 metres, so we'll just shoot freehand, we'll see how we go there. Alright guys, so we're looking at the target here. We've got it here at 10 metres and look, it's just freehand. So obviously there's a bit of movement in my arms doing it, but there's the 10 shots of all the different ammo. Now look, there's none bad, none good with it, which is really a good sign because it shows that the Walther will just cycle anything. I mean, I've got subsonic, I've got standards, I've got high velocity and hyper velocity, and it just runs the whole lot through. So what we might do is we might put up a new target and then we'll just put 10 rounds through, and I'll actually put it on a rest just to see how accurate we can be at 10 metres there. Okay guys, so that's just for the CCI standard. So I've just rested just off the pole there, just to try to steady myself a bit more. So you can see the rounds have really come in a lot better there. So look, at the end of the day, the pistol's just been run in too, so I haven't found out which ammo it really likes, but it seems to love it all so far. So that's enough of accuracy testing. It's time to have some fun. Alright guys, my final thoughts on the Walther PPQ M2 in 22LR. Honestly, this pistol is a little workhorse of a pistol. Everything I put through it here, it just cycles. Doesn't matter whether it's subsonic, standards, high velocity or hyper velocity. This little pistol just goes through it all. And it's just so much fun, you know. I mean, look, it might not be a target grade pistol as such. I mean, you're not going to get groups, you know, like that. But the groups are still accurate enough where you can just have some fun plinking and obviously training. Which brings me to that thought. Now if you've got this in the 9mm, the PPQ in the 9mm, why not get the trainer? I mean 22LR is a fraction of the cost of the 9mm as we all know, and the ergonomics on this are exactly the same, so really impressed with it there. The only negative I've found with the pistol throughout this afternoon, I've put a couple hundred rounds through, keep that in mind, is, and it's happened to all the ammo, is now and then it'll fail to hold open on that last shot. I don't know why, but then I'll put another mag through it and then it'll work fine. That's the only negative. I haven't had one fail to fire, one fail to eject or misfires or anything like that. It has worked flawlessly. So anyhow guys, I know a lot of you are really keen on seeing this pistol. I hope this answers all your questions. Go in, take a look at one at your local gun store today because in my opinion they're just a great little pistol. Alright guys, hope you enjoy the review. Till next time, take care. We'll catch you then.